What's up? Your favorite FPL YouTubers are back at it again with a Game Week 27 preview and analysis. I'm Jarrett,
And I'm Evan.
and this is How to FPL.
And welcome, everyone. Before we start this video, we just wanted to give a brief shout out to our brothers and sisters in Ukraine. We've got our two Ukrainian heroes up here on the slide, Zinchenko and Yarmolenko. So let's get into it.
All right, so pretty fantastic game week for me last week. I can't lie. The triple captain Salah ended up going absurdly well. Like I was not expecting that level of output, but I'll take what I can get. And then Kane just randomly turned it on against Man City, did nothing against Burnley, but still got 15 points. Disappointed that Alexander-Arnold and Robertson missed the first game of Liverpool's double against Norwich, but they still got really good returns overall against Leeds, so I'll take it. And then Rafinha didn't start against Man United, but still came on and got an assist. So, I mean, I only got returns from like 5 players, but still a pretty monster score thanks to the haul from Salah. So
Yeah, I mean, I think this was a more prosperous game week than most people were expecting, even despite like that everyone was expecting Salah to haul. I don't think anyone expected, what did he get? 29 points? 28. But what was your quote exactly? I remember what was your quote from last week? It looks pretty good in hindsight about Salah's about the people that aren't triple captaining Salah.
Oh, if you don't triple captain Salah, you should just delete your account.
Yeah, and I imagine that everyone who did that probably has deleted their account by this point. I know I would have.
There's no coming back.
Yeah.
All right,
And
let's get
how
into
about
your team.
Oh, well, what about your rank movement here?
Oh yeah, I think this is my highest rank ever. So I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure this is my highest rank ever. I'm pretty stoked. 38,000. That's pretty good. I'm aiming for top 10K though. Always aiming to do better.
Congratulations, King. Okay. All right. So, as you all can see, Jarrett and I tied this week in points, which is pretty crazy, but I think that we're both happy to share these monstrous returns. I don't know about you, but I moved up in one of our mini leagues, that other one that we're both in. I'm assuming you did too.
Yeah. Some pretty fantastic movement.
Yeah. We're 1 and 2 in one of our mini leagues now.
Basically
so
all of our mini leagues, I think.
I know. I moved up from 38K to 26K, so looking good for me. It's actually not the highest I've been all season. Back in November, I think it was, I was hovering around 10K, and I swiftly proceeded to drop off to, above 60K in the following weeks. But I've climbed my way back up in recent weeks.
Hopefully you can get back up there.
Hopefully I can get back up there with you not alongside. But I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, I mean, same story for me. Salah triple captain. Really glad I didn't decide to put it on Trent. Saka was nice to have, especially considering that I brought him in for this week. So if he hadn't done anything, I would have been pretty disappointed. Son again, same as Kane. As a City fan, not the happiest about that result, but at least there's a silver lining.
What do you think about another Ollie Watkins blank there? Didn't I tell you he's worthless?
Yeah, another Ollie Watkins blank. That is true. And I think we'll probably get to that because he is not a strong point of my team, but I have other pressing issues in my team, primarily by the name of Josh King, who, for yet another double game week, failed to do anything of substance whatsoever. My boy Dennis, however, kind of hauled, so that's cool. And I also Jared, I don't remember what your bench looked like this week, but mine actually did pretty well. But I can't complain with 138 points.
Yeah, and I looking back on it, I don't think you would have started any of those guys anyways. I know, for
Yeah,
example, that your bench is not the worst I've seen. I know that FPL Focal, for example, had 50 points on his bench because he had 3 Burnley players that he benched.
yeah. I mean, I really respect that dude, but I can't believe he benched his Burnley defenders, even though they didn't have the best fixtures. Like they have a double game week. I
Yeah,
don't know, but
no
should we
shade to
move
him
on?
though.
Yeah, no shade, no shade. Our homie. All right. So looking at the clean sheet odds for game week 27, as you can see, we have the return of the slab head,
The slab
uh,
head.
the almighty, with his charm, his good looks, and his ability to hit on any girl within a 10-yard radius. Um, he has a 50% chance of a clean sheet this week. So bring him in, everyone, please. We'd love to see some more
And he
Maguire
scored
love.
last week.
And he scored last week. We honestly should have predicted it. We should have known. Um, but yeah, United City also up there. Any thoughts, Jarrett?
Yeah, not really too exciting, I guess, the clean sheet odds this week. To be totally
Yeah,
honest, I would be surprised if United do keep that clean sheet. I know last week we had City near the top, and I said I don't think they're going to keep a clean sheet. They lost to Spurs, as we all know.
that was a good
I'm
call.
saying it right now. United are not keeping a clean sheet against Watford.
Yeah. Well, I think that's interesting because I think the City Spurs prediction, Spurs are definitely a team that's capable of scoring goals. And I'm just wondering, like, if that's true for Watford.
That's a valid point, but my counter argument would be that United are a team capable of leaking goals.
That's true. That's true. Just not to Josh King.
Just
Other people can score,
yeah,
but not
yeah.
Josh King.
He's going to get a brace.
That would be insane. We'll quote you on that. All right. The captain poll. Daddy
Veghorst. Veghorst.
Veghorst.
Veghorst.
Veghorst.
We're all in. We're all in.
Yes, we are. As you'll see shortly after when we show our teams, we are all in on Daddy Veghorst this week. And he's winning the captain poll. No one else is even a consideration. Kane can honestly buzz off. Son can buzz off. Everyone else can buzz off besides Daddy Veghorst. Any other thoughts?
Veghorst. No, realistically, if you don't have Veghorst, one of the Spurs attackers is definitely a great option. I mean, they're playing Leeds, who just conceded 6 to Liverpool, and 4 to Man United. So it's not exactly great numbers they're putting up there. So even though Spurs have kind of been struggling lately, I would expect them to put a few past Leeds.
Indeed. I'm with you on that one. All right. And for the goal scorer odds, again, Daddy Veghorst, but shortly followed by the man himself. The man who looks Penaldo. He literally looks like a phallus in this picture. And he very well might put in another penalty on Watford. Now, I'm not sure how many people have him right now or are bringing him in, just given that last week there was a mad scramble to bring in Salah, and a lot of people ended up selling Ronaldo to do that. But I guess depending on your chip strategy or your transfer strategy in the past few weeks, if you have Ronaldo, he, could be a good shout,
Yeah, I would say that you'd probably have to have an interesting chip strategy for the upcoming game weeks to be bringing in a Man United attacker right now.
Yeah.
But just because they don't have a double, I don't think, right? So people would probably be looking at an attacker from a different team, like Spurs or something.
Indeed. Kane looks a good shout. I'm curious, Jarrett. What do you think of the City attacking assets this week?
They're at Everton, right?
They're at Everton, indeed.
Um, I would say the ones that start definitely have a good chance of scoring. I like Mahrez and Sterling in particular. Um,
Hmm.
if you're doing like a free hit this week, I definitely suggest getting like Mahrez and probably Sterling would be what I would pick personally, just because I feel like their ownership isn't that high, and as we can see here, their goal scoring odds are higher than the other City attackers, and I would expect them to start too. But if you're not free hitting, I probably wouldn't suggest bringing in a City attacker this week, unless you have a plan to transfer like them out pretty soon. Just because I feel like you've got to be building your team towards double game weeks. You know.
Indeed. And City are, at least in the past year or two, pretty well known for bouncing back from their losses with very high scoring games.
True,
So
true. That's a good point. That's a good point. We'll
if
see.
it's in your capacity, could be an option.
Yeah, Everton are also going to be absolutely desperate for points, though.
Yeah,
They're,
true.
they're starting to look like a relegation candidate. All right.
Indeed.
So moving on to my team for this coming week, I am only fielding 10 players, but with captaining Veghorst, who has the double, basically it gives me, Veghorst is basically 4 players. So I don't feel that bad about only fielding 10 players. My one transfer this week was Maupai out for Veghorst in. I genuinely think Veghorst will probably be a season keeper for me from here on out. Burnley have pretty good fixtures. They have 2 more games to schedule as well, so there will be more doubles coming up. And Maupai didn't have any more doubles besides one against Arsenal and Liverpool, I think, in a few weeks, so not very good. And his fixtures were turning to be generally poor, so I felt like that was a good decision. Other than that, I don't have any starter decisions to make because my bench is full of people that are blanking this week. So
Indeed. I think the Maupai decision is good though. I think he's like one of the biggest trolls that has ever graced this game we call fantasy Premier League soccer.
yeah,
So
I think I got 1 return out of him, so not awful, but not great either. Definitely could have been better.
could have been better.
All right, I'll move on
All
to
right.
your team.
Yeah. So I took a hit this week. I'm a little bit nervous about it, but I did it anyway. And I also, funnily enough, am avoiding transferring in a City asset this week, despite what we just talked about, to bring in your boy Bruno Fernandes instead. So I know he was a little bit lower on the goal scorer odds, but I do think it will be interesting to see how he does just as a 1 week punt. So for context, I'm planning on wildcarding next game week. So whoever I transfer in this week is really only who I think will do the best this week. And I'm taking the 1 week punt on Weghorst, who I also might keep because Daddy Weghorst.
Daddy.
And I went with Bruno. I'm scared of Pep Roulette, to be honest. I'm a little bit scared of Pep Roulette. We'll see if it was a mistake. Maybe Mahrez will score a hat trick this week.
Yeah,
But
I mean, you never know. You never know. He could 1 week punt. You
really
never
do.
know. He's at home against a team that's probably going to get relegated. Personally, I'm not going to criticize. No, you never know. You never know. I'm not going to say anything.
No, please say your opinion.
No, I'm not going to say anything. He'll
okay.
he'll probably do nothing though. I
Okay.
I hope he does
Okay.
nothing.
Well, maybe I'll say that he'll probably score a hat trick, and then neither one will happen.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I'm the same as you. Really, just holding on this week. managed to get 11 players out. I did take a hit for it. I hope it pays off.
Yeah. I hope it
But
doesn't.
we'll see. Indeed. So you win some, you lose some. If I take the L this week, that's okay.
All right. Having said that, make sure that you guys like and subscribe this video. We're really trying to build our channel. We're pumping out content every week. So make sure you don't miss a video by subscribing and hitting that bell. And we also made an Instagram and Twitter account. And that's the handle at how_2FPL.
And we live tweet the games, right?
We are going to start live tweeting the games sometimes. I can't guarantee that will be every game.
That's what I meant.
But yeah, and we'll post some good FPL memes on there too. So
throw us a follow.
It'll absolutely be exciting. But anyways, enjoy your FPL game week, everybody.
Thank you all. Daddy Veghorst.
Daddy.